What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy start of the week for everyone. I'm sorry while editing yesterday's video, I forgot to place the trailer for this video game, Majestic. So I'm going to play it right now.
The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
You know, I was there when we intercepted the Majestic craft in Europe during the war. It's long overdue that we establish an organized structure to manage whatever this is. Ontological shock is to be expected. If you feel like staring at a wall for a few minutes, questioning your existence, I understand. The phenomenon will challenge your perception of reality and yourself. Secrecy must be maintained, no matter the cost. Otherwise, we risk plunging the world into uncontrollable chaos. We need to establish a global foothold and determine the agenda of the others. Congressional oversight must be avoided. We formed the UN and Five Eyes for that very purpose. Trust no one. Remember, they walk among us.
Sorry about that. I hope you like it. This game is still in development, but I was given permission to share the trailer, so there you have it. In today's video, we're gonna talk about a beef. It just got a new chapter to it, but before we go to today's chapter, which happened at the National Capital Area Skeptics, it was a conference that Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick gave about AARO and about whatever he did there, right? There's a part that I'm going to show you after the beef where he actually discusses the two positions of the two bosses that he had at AARO. And I don't think that's been disclosed before.
That makes things really fun. Now, I had two bosses, both the Deputy Secretary of Defense and the Principal Deputy DNI. And then as we stood all this up, and I'll get to that in a minute, we integrated law enforcement, civil, and FAA, and all kinds of other authorities in there so we could execute.
I think there was just the one position that Chris Sharp disclosed back in February, but the other one wasn't known. But last year at the Seoul Foundation, Timothy Gallaudet, the retired Rear Admiral from the Navy, who has been very involved in UFOs, he's been on the Edge of Disclosure documentary. He was given a conference at Seoul, and he said the following, and I just want you to check this out.
But this is something I do want to address. And some of you might have seen this on whatever UAP Twitter is called now. But interestingly, this is concerning because the former director here is speaking and addressing things like this, my statement in front of the Congress, without a whole lot of truth behind it. And let me explain. First off, I did engage the office when he was in charge, and it was to share with them that underwater UAP information from the submarine. That's it. Then I came back and met later when his predecessor was acting, and there it was because they invited me, and the Navy rep even suggested I apply for the director position, and I said no. I mean, because as Mara mentioned, I was acting under secretary. That's to think that I'm going to go and take a GS-14 position is just, I don't think it's my pay grade right now. No offense to GS-14s out there, but so that's kind of I thought absurd. And then this last thing is really even funnier that I circled. So my last bosses since 2010 have been two 2-star admirals, 4 4-star admirals, and a cabinet secretary. I am pretty sure he did not talk to any of those folks, and they would have told me if he did. So this is, why is he doing this? You have to wonder about this kind of disinformation. I don't have all the facts here, but this is totally untrue, and I don't know why he propagates this. That's a problem. And I surmise, I know he's supporting some work. He still engages with the government. That effort, I think, is something we have to address here.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, so Timothy Gallaudet has some beef with Kirkpatrick. Last year, at the Age of Disclosure Q&A session, Gallaudet also mentioned Kirkpatrick, and it was evident that he had problems with him. And Kirkpatrick, I think it was last week, he gave this presentation from AARO where he talked about everything that he claims to have done. There were some omissions that he made that were very clear, but there was a Q&A portion of the show where Timothy Gallaudet showed up. Yeah. And this is just a little picture of the moment right there, just so you guys can see what Sean Kirkpatrick's face was like when Timothy Gallaudet was asking him the following question.
Sean, I respect you. We both have decades of government service together and intelligence and whatnot, DOD. I'm going to ask you a point blank and put you on the spot on something. After my 2024 UAP hearing testimony in front of Congress, you had tweeted a response about my statement regarding AARO, where you said, I came and visited AARO and I was bitter because I didn't get a job, and that you believe that was because you didn't hire me because I was prone to conspiracy theories, and that you checked with some of my bosses on that statement. It's well out there. You tweeted it. And ultimately, you know, I didn't go visit AARO when you were there. It was after you left. I was invited by Mike Waschel, the Navy Intel rep, who asked me to come there. And that's what I spoke about during my hearing. And of course, I didn't look for a job. He invited me, and for me to actually go for a GS-14 job after having been an undersecretary of Commerce, that was kind of preposterous, I would say. And at the same time, when you said you check with my bosses, I had my bosses formerly were 2 2-stars, 4 4-stars, and a Secretary of Commerce who I've all spoken with, and you never really check with them. So ultimately, your statement there was an outright lie. And I want to ask you what you have to say about that.
I'd say that was not an outright lie, because Mike brought you in, you sat in my office, and we had this conversation about
You weren't there.
taking that.
You had left. It was
I
with
had
Tim
not
Phillips.
And the position you were looking for was an SES position.
I was not asking for a position. Remember, Mike brought me in. He asked me to come.
Well, then we...
Time is going to be short. We want to shed any light on the issue itself. Exactly.
Well, good point. No, ultimately, so it's really clear that you have been executing a disinformation campaign about this. This whole slide captures it. And I know you can't acknowledge it because whoever you're on the payroll with won't allow you to. That's my statement. So,
okay, well, that's a great statement that has absolutely no bearing from reality. So,
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yikes. Yikes. So yeah, things got heated. And this is not the first time that Kirkpatrick is called out on lies. There was also that other time when there's a picture of him when he was spotted at a reunion or a meeting with people from OSAP and from Skinwalker Ranch. And he always denied that ever happened. And there's a picture where he's even clearly looking at the camera. So that's another lie. Those are two. And in the first report from AARO, there are a number of accounts from people who were referenced in that report who claimed that whatever they testified to wasn't used in the report. So that's another lie. So you guys get what I mean. I was not expecting for Timothy Gallaudet to flat out approach Sean Kirkpatrick at this conference and just call him out like that so publicly. I suspect that more of these would happen if Sean Kirkpatrick went to public events more often, which he doesn't. He agreed to go to this one because it was a skeptics kind of a meeting of sorts. And it's pretty obvious also that even though he's retired from government service, he still works as a consultant for the Department of Energy. That should also be noted when you're talking about Sean Kirkpatrick. There's a couple of things that I have been looking into from Sean. I know that there's something coming out by the end of the year from him that should be interesting to watch. I really don't want to say right now what that is, but there's something coming from him, and it will make a lot of noise. So I don't know if it's going to be something similar to that Wall Street Journal article or something else entirely, but I sure will report on it as soon as I see that I got an in to report on it. But let me know what you think about this exchange, heated exchange between Sean Kirkpatrick and Timothy Gallaudet. Do you agree or disagree that Sean Kirkpatrick has been caught lying at least 2 times, maybe more? If you have another one, let me know in the comment section down below. And what do you think about Timothy Gallaudet getting so heated with Kirkpatrick? Sometimes, yeah, people can get heated like that when you say stuff about them that is not true. I know I do, you know? So for every action, there is a reaction. And I think that especially the tone that Kirkpatrick used when he referred to Gallaudet, that was, you know, I would have jumped too. So, and I think he was pretty tame. Shout out to Logan, by the way, Lenville Logan on the left side of the image. He was right there just witnessing this thing. And I'm going to try and ask him questions about this because this sounds like it was really interesting. I want to know all the aftermath of what happened and everything. I'll be contacting you, Logan, very soon. Let me know what you guys think. I can't wait to hear what you got to say. Before I leave, I'm going to present to you with a really cool app by the name of Look Up, which is a UAP detection and coverage worldwide app from my friend Nick. Thank you to Look Up for sponsoring this video. If you're into UAP research, you need to check out this app. It's called Look Up. It's a free app that lets you explore UAP sightings on a global map in real time. You can see what's being reported near you, browse an archive of documents, notable figures, and programs, as well as connect with other researchers through research groups and community discussions with people who really take this seriously. It has a sky capture feature that lets you record weird things in the sky while helping you rule out planes, satellites, and rockets. It automatically logs your exact location time and direction, and then it pings other nearby users to corroborate and get their own video. For serious researchers, there's a full web dashboard at lookup-app.io. You can build advanced state queries, export your data, and visualize connections between cases, figures, and government programs in an attractive graph and/or on a map. There's also a heat map, a timeline view, and portfolio tools so you can build and share your own research collections. The app is free to download. It's on iOS now and hitting the Google Play Store within a week. And Nick is giving the Psicoactivo audience a free month of researcher tier that is the highest tier, full access to everything, including the web dashboard. If you're in iOS, you will enter the code Psicoactivo. If you're on Android, just subscribe to the researcher tier and your first month will be free. We also highly encourage feedback, good and bad. We want to provide features and tools that people want and will use. So if you have an idea, use our feedback form in the app or on the dashboard. And one last thing from Nick. He says, one last thing I want to mention. Look Up is independently built. No private equity, no government contracts, no corporate backers with agendas. It's built by researchers for researchers. That's important to us. So there you go, folks. And let me know what you think about both versions, about the web dashboard version and the app version. Both are really cool. So let me know what you think. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Rear Admiral Timothy Gallaudet. Always. Bye.